Hello friends, welcome to my channel Tech Talks EC22. Today we are going to study about the topic Introduction to Operating System. So basically, what operating systems do? This is an abstract view of the components of a computer system. As we can see, there are multiple users, that is we the users. Then we use this computer system which is comprising of three main components, that is computer hardware, operating system, system and application programs. So basically a computer system can be divided roughly into four components, that is hardware, the operating system, the application programs, and lastly the users. As you can see in the figure, the users use this system and application programs to communicate with the operating system, and operating system uses a computer hardware. As we can see in the system and application programs, there is a compiler, assembler, text editor, and many more such things, and we also have a database system. So there are two views of this particular operating system, that is from the user point of view and from the system point of view. As a user, how do we see the operating system? Let us study about that. We first always think about the ease of use, how the operating system is easy to use. Next is the resource utilization, how various hardware and software resources are shared. For example, we have various hardware and software resources, and how those resources can be utilized effectively. That is what we look up to. In other cases, a user sits at a terminal connected to a mainframe or a mini computer. Basically, we use this at our offices, at our colleges and other institutions and organizations, wherein we sit working on a system which is connected basically to internet. And sometimes if it is a laboratory, if it is a computer laboratory, multiple computers are connected together using a LAN connection. User access same computer through other terminals. That is possible if we have a shared drive in our computer system that can be accessed by the multiple users at a time. Users share resources and they may exchange information. That is possible if the computer is connected, if multiple computers are connected through a single LAN cable, then the resources can be shared without using any external softwares or external hardwares. Using the existing system itself, we can share the resources. The operating system in such cases is designed to maximize resource utilization. That is what I was talking. With the existing resources itself, we can effectively share the data and share the resources. The most important thing that we consider as a user is the CPU time, memory, and input-output. So we always expect to use these things very efficiently. Whenever we go to purchase any electronic gadget nowadays, we always inquire about memory. And also, what are the input and output devices that can be connected to the electronic gadget. Even if it is a simple mobile phone, we expect that the mobile phone should have OTG support. That is with which we can connect various USB plug-in and plug-out. That is plug-in and plug-out. That is what we call. So USB connections can be made to mobile phones, or we can access our pen drives using this particular OTG. Memory, yes, because the photographs which we click, basically when we go for a mobile phone purchase, we always ask what is the internal memory. Based on this internal memory, we decide which mobile phone to purchase, because the high resolution cameras which are being given to the user in the existing mobile phones, they always click a photo with high size and high resolution, which require more memory space. So we go for a mobile phone which is connected or which is having a larger memory space. We also think about CPU time, that is what time does the CPU take to execute any process. Majority of the times currently we go for a gaming mobile phone, or we play a lot of games on the mobile phones, and if the CPU time or if the processing time is very less, then obviously the mobile phone hangs, and ultimately we become fed up with that phone. So CPU time, memory and IO are the most important things as far as the user is concerned, or when we see any electronic gadget through a user perspective. Also, users connected through workstations and servers share resources such as networking and servers, including file, compute and print servers. For example, if there is a computer laboratory or a computer lab in any educational organization, the computers are interconnected through the servers. Using these servers, we can share licenses. If the multiple systems, or if multiple students are using a same online software, then licenses are stored online in a server system, which are accessed while computing or working on those softwares. Also, a common printer is connected to all the systems, wherein we can access that printer from any of the system. Their operating system is designed to compromise between individual usability and resource utilization. Even if we are using a single system, then also we can access all these things. We can access the server, we can compute, and also we can take a printout. Recently, many varieties of mobile computers such as smartphones and tablets have come into use. As we can see, using our smartphone also, we can connect to a printer in a wireless mode. So we can access the printers, scanners and all these gadgets in a wireless way. So that is where our IoT, that is Internet of Things, comes into picture. Now this was all about the user's view. Let us now go through the system view, how the system views the operating system. So in computer's view, operating system is the program most intimately involved with the hardware. If you remember the first diagram which I had shown in the first slide, the operating system directly it is connected through a hardware, the computer hardware. We can view an operating system as a resource allocator. So operating system, according to the system, it is just a resource allocator. Why it is called resource allocator? Because it has many resources that may be required to solve a problem. Example, CPU time, memory space, file storage space, input-output devices, and so on. For example, if I wish to copy a file into a mobile phone folder, at that time what happens? As a user, I am just copying a folder, or I am just copying a file into some folder. But in the system's perspective, the system has to think whether I am having this particular space or no. If the space is available, then that amount of space is allocated to that particular file. So this is a simple example of a user view and a system view. User only thinks of placing the file into that particular folder. He is not bothered about memory much, whereas the system is bothered about memory. It is not bothering about which type of file it is, why it is being pasted here and all those things. It just bothers about the memory space, whether the space is available or no. Resource allocation is especially important where many users access the same mainframe or a mini computer. As I was talking or mentioning about a system which is connected through a LAN, or it is connected to a server. So there a common folder will be there in which all the resources are stored. Another example, online example, if we wish to take, that is our Google Drive. If a common mail ID is there, for example, if an organization is there, if a department is there, and that department is having one email ID, and that department is allocated, along with that email ID, it is allocated 15 GB of drive space. So that drive space can be shared by all the members of that particular department. So it is a common space allocation, that is 15 GB in total for that particular department. So an operating system is a control program which manages the execution of user programs to prevent errors and improper use of the computer. So if some improper use of computer is being done, that is, if some erroneous tasks are done, then errors are generated. In short, it helps the user to interact. Operating system helps the user to interact with the computer hardware. So it is just an in-between person, or we can call it as a translator, which translates our, or which it is a messenger which gives our inputs, or it passes our inputs to the computer hardware and gets it done. It is especially concerned with the operation and control of input-output devices. When we click something on the screen, for us it is just a click, or for us it is just a selection of some paragraph if we are using a text editor. But for computer it is something different. Computer does not understand our regular language or any language. It understands only the binary language, the digital binary, that is 0 and 1s. So whatever we see on the screen, it is converted into digital language, that is 0 and 1, that is the binary code what we call, and it is sent to the computer hardware. And once the computer responds back, it is again converted to the language with which we can understand. Then it is shown and then it is displayed on the screen. Thank you. That's all for today. Please subscribe and support my channel Tech Talks EC22. Stay safe and wish you all a very happy learning time. Thank you.